Hello and welcome back to How to Learn a Language. Today, this is episode 3, part of the series celebrating the launch of the Speak 28 by 28 challenge. And in this episode, we are talking about the myth. Yes, the myth that you need lots of time to speak better, because you can do the challenge and speak more confidently overall with just a few minutes a day, just a tiny shift in your daily routines and your habits, and that can be huge. So we're going to talk about how that works. But first, before we do, if you are ready to get started, you can join the Speak 28 by 28 challenge right now at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/speak. And let's get into it. So first up then, the first thing that I wanted to mention to you here is microlearning. So I did an episode about this a little while ago. I think I'll link to it in the description for this so that you can kind of check that out if it's relevant to you and you're not sure what I'm talking about. But microlearning, basically, think of it as, you could think of it, and it sounds quite negative, right, if you say this, as like the TikTokification of learning, of education, right? Microlearning. But when you also think, well, that is the way that society has shifted, then why should learning not adapt to that? And I feel like that's a much more positive perspective of this. But this is like all those little moments throughout your day. You know, the default mode is to think that we need to have an hour and a half dedicated where we sit down and we do all of the things, we do the grammar drills, etc., etc. Let's go. But really, we don't all have the time for that. And it's not always going to be the best option that suits all of us as well. So microlearning, where we're just fitting things in little pockets throughout our day as and when they fit, could be a really, really good option. And that's why we can do the challenge and speak overall with microlearning, because we can have just moments of our day where, you know, you maybe check the prompt and you think, I'll come back and do the video lesson a bit later on. But you just check the prompt and, you know, on your walk to, not even your walk to work, but maybe on your walk to the car, you're having to think about that. And then you get in, you just hit record on your phone and you just speak out loud. Maybe you don't even record. Maybe you just set off driving on your commute and you are, you know, talking aloud to yourself. And that's you doing the prompt. And then later on when you get back, maybe you'll check the video and you know, piece things together. So this is so crucial to just changing our perspective on how we can actually do this with just a few minutes a day. Second thing is we need to think about reducing the friction. So a lot of the time when things are difficult for us to do, you know, things that we want to do, but we're not doing them, there's some kind of friction in the way. So let's take the example of exercise, where maybe you say to yourself, starting tomorrow, I am going to go for a run every single morning. It's going to be amazing. Within 3 weeks, I'm going to be as fit as a flea. Woo, just you watch me. And you want to do it, right? You want to, but there is some friction that means in the morning when you wake up, it's not happening. So how can you reduce that friction? Perhaps it means that you sleep in your running clothes. Perhaps it means that you have your trainers by the side of your bed to remind you. Maybe it means that you have a reminder set on your phone at the same time of your alarm, so you'll see straight away, run, get out of bed. Maybe you even put that phone on the other side of the room so that you have to get out of bed to turn off the alarm. Do you know what I mean? Just these little things that we can do that reduce the friction to us then not doing the thing that we want to do, the main thing, right? So that's another thing that can be really helpful when we're wanting to do something, but we're worried about having enough time to do it. And finally, habit stacking and habit chaining. So you may have heard me talk about this before. Essentially, habit stacking is like Jenga, right? So you've already got an existing habit. Let's say brushing your teeth, because I feel like this is a good example because it's one that we hopefully all do. So you brush your teeth. Habit stacking would be that you do something at the same time as brushing your teeth, right? You stack it on an existing habit. So for us, that might not be speaking because we've got a toothbrush in our mouth, right? That's a little bit tricky, but we could be thinking about what we're going to say. And then we could have a habit chain so that after, because the chains then go before or after an existing habit, right? So the stacking is during, chaining is before or after. So then we could have a habit chain after we brush our teeth. That is, we then sit down and record our speaking prompt response. Does that make sense? So, you add in the stack of thinking about it and thinking what you want to say while you're brushing your teeth. After you've brushed your teeth, you hit record and you say it. So that could be one way where you just ease it into your day. You don't need to worry about finding time. It's suddenly become very easy because we're going all in on microlearning, on reducing the friction, on the habit stacking and the chaining. And there we go. Just like that, you're speaking more confidently. So I just wanted to share this because I feel like I know when you maybe think about joining something like the Speak 28 by 28 challenge, it can feel like, I don't have time right now. I'm not going to be able to fit it in. I'm not going to be able to make the most of it. The other thing actually that's worth saying here is that you do have lifetime access. This time round, this is not a live challenge. So this isn't like, okay, it starts on this day, ends on this day, and you're thinking, I'm on holiday for a week in the middle of it. No, that's not going to work. Don't worry about that. When you join now, you have lifetime access to all future updates, all future live rounds. So if I run this live in the future, you will have access to that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now is a good time to get on board to secure that. Because I don't think that the price will be the same. I don't think that, things will be ever so slightly different each time. It's good to get in now. So if you do want to get in now, you can join right away. lindsaydoeslanguages.com/speak. All the details that you need to know are there. And if there are any additional questions, you can email me, lindsay@doeslanguages.com, with any questions. And I am so excited to work with you inside the challenge. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.